Hello, I'm Nikki Newman. This is my official YouTube channel. Please subscribe and support us.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is a great day to dive deep into the absolute madness happening on our favorite show. Grab a coffee and let's get into it because the drama is overflowing and we have a lot of ground to cover. So let's just jump right into the deep end because things are getting crazy. And I mean really crazy. Let's talk about Nick Newman, the golden boy. The guy who always tries to do the right thing. But right now he is in so much trouble, and it all started with a simple switch. Adam Newman was supposed to be the one. Adam had the plan. Adam was supposed to meet Riza's contact to gamble, to play the game, to get the information. That was the whole setup. Adam had the meeting lined up. Adam had the connections, but then Nick stepped in. Nick decided to be the hero. Or maybe just the guy who takes the fall, because that is exactly what happened. Nick subbed in for Adam, and it was the biggest mistake of his life, because Matt Clark was waiting, but not just Matt Clark operating as Ronnie. And Ronnie didn't waste any time. He just bagged Nick's head. Literally threw a bag over his head and snatched him up before Nick even knew what day it was. Just boom, kidnapped. In the middle of Las Vegas. And the irony is just so thick you could cut it with a knife. Nick went to Vegas to find Matt Clark, to stop him, to end this whole nightmare. And instead, he just walks right into his trap because he went to a meeting that wasn't even his. It was Adam's meeting, but Nick took the hit. And now he is paying the price. And where is he now? He is sitting in a dark storage room. At the Montecito Hotel. Just sitting there in the dark, and he is not alone. He is sitting right next to the exact man he came to Vegas to destroy. Matt Clark, Ronnie, Mitch Bacall, whatever you want to call him. They are just sitting there together in the dark. And they both know exactly who the other person is. There are no masks here. Well, except the metaphorical ones. Nick knows he is looking at Matt. Matt knows he is looking at Nick. They both know why Nick came to Vegas. It's just raw. It's unfiltered. But let's talk about the names, because this is where the writing gets so incredibly complicated and kind of brilliant. Matt Clark is Ronnie, but he is also Mitch Bacall and Riza. Riza is right in the middle of this mess. Riza knows that Ronnie is Mitch Bacall. But she has absolutely no idea that Ronnie is Matt Clark. She doesn't know the history. She doesn't know the Newman family trauma. She just knows Ronnie. And she is kissing him. Yes, she is kissing Ronnie. And she is also kissing Adam at the same time. It's a love triangle wrapped in a kidnapping, wrapped in a false identity. She is charismatic. She is tough as nails. But she is playing a very dangerous game with men she doesn't fully understand. And then you look back at Genoa City. Look at Sharon Newman. Sharon knows about Matt Clark. She knows he became Mitch Bacall. But she doesn't know anything about Ronnie. The name Ronnie means nothing to her. None of the people back home have connected the Vegas identity to the monster they are all hunting. It's a masterpiece of overlapping knowledge. Everyone holds a piece of the puzzle. But nobody has the whole picture. It's all just resting there. Lying dormant in a dark storage room at the Montecito. But we have to talk about the real issue here. The elephant in the room. The drugs. The situation in that storage room is so much more complicated than just a simple kidnapping. Because Nick Newman has a problem. A big problem. He is addicted to painkillers. And this isn't a new thing. This has been quietly escalating for a while. Ever since he was back in Genoa City. Just sitting on the patio at Crimson Lights. Taking a pill, thinking he had it under control. Thinking it was just to take the edge off. But it wasn't under control. It never is. The pills that seemed so easy to manage back home have turned into a full-blown addiction. And now he is in Vegas. And he is locked in a dark room. And he is running out of pills. The stash he brought with him is getting low. Or maybe it's already gone, and the panic is setting in. You can almost feel the sweat on his forehead, the shaking in his hands. The absolute terror of going into withdrawal while locked in a room with your worst enemy. But here is the kicker. Here is the massive twist of fate. Ronnie deals drugs. Mitch Bacall has been moving drugs for so long that it's just part of his DNA. It doesn't matter what name he uses. He is a dealer. He has connections. He has supply. He has exactly what Nick needs right now. Nick is a desperate addict in a dark room. And the man holding the key to the door is also the man holding the cure for the pain. So think about this picture. Just picture it in your head. Nick Newman. The golden boy of Genoa City. The man who is supposed to be better than this. Sitting in the dark next to the man he wants to kill. Nick wants to be free, but Nick also needs his fix. He needs the pills, and Matt has the pills. And Matt has the door. So it's not a kidnapping anymore. It's a negotiation, and that changes everything. Because when you negotiate, both sides have to have some level of investment in the other person staying alive. You can't negotiate with a dead man, and dark storage rooms have this really weird way of making people honest. When you strip away the sunlight and the noise and the distractions, people start to show their true colors. And this leads to the strangest friendship in daytime TV history. Or at least the potential for it, because the fans are loving Ronnie. The internet is blowing up over this guy. The whole three-name thing, Matt, Mitch, Ronnie, it's hilarious. It's a meme at this point, but it also makes him interesting. He is multifaceted, he is chaotic, he is charming. And people are starting to think he deserves a real storyline. Not just to be a one-note villain who gets defeated by the Newmans. He deserves a reason to stick around. And what if Nick Newman is that reason? Because there is something magical about sitting next to someone in the dark. It breaks down your walls. You can't posture. You can't put on a brave face when nobody can even see your face. You can't storm out of the room because the door is locked. You just have to sit there, in the silence, with another human being. So what if Ronnie looks at Nick and sees something? What if this drug dealer, this guy who is supposed to be pure evil, sees a broken man and actually pauses? What if Nick, who has lost every single advantage he had, finds some weird spark of humanity in Nat Clark? What if Ronnie helps him detox? I know it sounds crazy. But what if the drug dealer decides that Nick Newman is actually worth more to him sober than he is high? What if he looks at this pathetic, shaking addict and decides to pull him back from the edge? What if this whole kidnapping turns into a twisted rehab session? Because Nick came to Vegas to destroy Matt, and Matt has Nick's pills and his freedom. But Matt doesn't have Nick's trust, not yet. But if he helps him through the withdrawal, if he sits with him while he sweats and shakes and begs for a pill and refuses to give it to him because he wants him clean, that builds a bond, a really messed up, Stockholm Syndrome kind of bond. But a bond nonetheless. And I just can't stop thinking about the dialogue in that room. The back and forth, Nick begging, Ronnie laughing. But then maybe Ronnie stops laughing. Maybe Ronnie starts talking about his own past. Because why does a guy end up with 3 names moving drugs in Vegas? He has trauma too, and the Newmans cause a lot of trauma. Maybe they find common ground in how messed up Victor Newman makes everyone around him. But we have to remember the addiction. The painkiller addiction started so innocently. Crimson Lights, the coffee shop, a place of comfort. And now it's brought him to a dirty storage room at the Montecito. The contrast is jarring. From the smell of roasted coffee beans to the smell of dust and despair, Nick is falling apart. The golden boy is tarnished, and maybe he hates himself for it. Maybe he hates that he needs Ronnie. And Ronnie, Matt, Mitch, he holds all the cards. He could just let Nick suffer. He could give him a massive dose and let him overdose. And honestly, based on what we know is coming, that might be exactly what happens. Because the timeline tells us that Nick ends up taking fentanyl and cocaine. Nick ends up dying on that floor. Or coming really close to it. So maybe this whole detox theory is just a pipe dream. Maybe Ronnie isn't a savior. Maybe he's just the devil offering a deal. But the fans want to believe. They want to believe in the chemistry between these two actors in that dark room. They want to believe that Ronnie is more than just a killer. Because it's a fascinating dynamic. The hero who is secretly a junkie, the villain who is secretly a savior. It flips the script on everything we know about the young and the restless. And let's talk about Adam's role in all this. Adam is out there. Running around Vegas, kissing Riza, looking for Matt. Completely oblivious to the fact that his brother is sitting in a room with the guy, begging for pills. Adam thinks he is the dark one. Adam thinks he is the one with the demons, Spider. The alter ego, but right now, Nick is the one descending into the darkness. Nick is the one making deals with the devil in a storage closet. And Chelsea is flying to Vegas. Chelsea is going to walk right into this mess. She is going to find out about Adam and Riza. She is going to find out about the kisses and its karma. Pure karma for what she did with Adam in Baltimore back in 2024. She cheated on Billy. She broke Sally's heart. And now she is getting a taste of her own medicine. Riza is going to rub it in her face. And Chelsea is going to lose her mind. But back to the room, the Montecito storage room. It's the center of the universe right now. Everything revolves around that locked door. Sharon is in Genoa City, completely unaware that the love of her life is shivering on a concrete floor. Noah is out there, a target for Matt's future games. But right now, in this moment, it's just Nick and Ronnie. And the negotiation continues. Give me a pill, Nick says. Give me a reason. Ronnie replies, it's a dance, a deadly, toxic dance. And it's some of the best television we've seen in years. The raw emotion, the clunky, desperate pleas. It's not pretty. It's not glamorous. It's just two broken men in a dark room trying to figure out who is going to break first. Will Nick surrender his pride for a pill? Will Ronnie surrender his vengeance for a friend? It's a crazy thought, a friendship born in the darkest place possible. But stranger things have happened in Genoa City. And in Las Vegas, all baits are off. So we just have to wait. We have to watch. We have to see how this plays out. Because the tension is unbearable. The stakes have never been higher. And Nick Newman's soul is literally hanging in the balance. Will he walk out of that room a free man, or will he be carried out in a body bag? Only Ronnie knows the answer, and Ronnie isn't telling. And let's really dig into the Crimson Lights aspect of this. Because it's so important. Crimson Lights is the heart of Genoa City. It's where everyone goes to feel safe. Sharon runs it. It's a place of warmth, and that's exactly where Nick's downfall started. Right there on the patio, the irony is just staggering. He was sitting there, probably drinking a signature blend, acting like the perfect father, the perfect brother. And he popped a pill, a painkiller, just to deal with some lingering pain. But that's how it always starts, right? Nobody plans to become an addict. Nobody wakes up and says, hey, I think I'll ruin my life today. It happens slowly, one pill at a time. And Nick, with all his money, all his resources, all his Newman pride, couldn't stop it. He hid it, he lied about it, and he carried that secret with him all the way to Las Vegas. But Vegas doesn't care about your secrets. Vegas exposes them, and now he is in the Montecito. Let's talk about the Montecito. It's a huge casino, flashing lights, ringing bells, people winning and losing fortunes every single second. But deep inside that building, away from the glamour, is this storage room. It's probably filled with extra chairs. Maybe some old promotional signs, dust everywhere. The air is stale. It's the complete opposite of the casino floor. And it's the complete opposite of crimson lights. It's a tomb. And Nick is trapped in it. And Ronnie is just sitting there, watching him. Ronnie is a fascinating character because he isn't just a thug. He's a businessman. He moves product. He understands supply and demand. Right now, Nick is the demand and Ronnie is the supply. And Ronnie knows exactly how much power that gives him. He doesn't need to tie Nick up. He doesn't need to beat him. The addiction is doing the work for him. Nick's own body is betraying him. The cramps, the nausea, the cold sweats. The feeling like your skin is crawling, Ronnie has seen it a million times. He knows the cycle. He knows that eventually Nick will do anything. Say anything just to make it stop. So why doesn't he just give him the drugs? Why draw it out? Because it's a game. Matt Clark hates the Newmans. He has a history of causing severe trauma for this family. He wants Nick to suffer. But maybe, just maybe, the fan theory has some weight. Maybe Ronnie starts to see something else. Because watching a proud man break is satisfying for a villain. But watching a proud man rebuild himself, that's something else entirely. What if Ronnie wants to be the architect of Nick's redemption? It's a twisted, God-complex kind of motivation, but it fits. It fits the chaotic energy of a man who uses 3 different names. And the fans, let's talk about the fans again. Because social media is just on fire, people are tweeting things like Ronnie is the best thing to happen to Y&R in a decade. And if Ronnie dies, we riot. They love the complexity. Because for so long, villains on soap operas have been so one-dimensional. They just want money or revenge, and they twirl their mustaches and then they go to jail. But Ronnie is funny. Ronnie is charming. Ronnie kisses Riza and makes deals and wears nice suits and then locks a guy in a closet. He is unpredictable, and people crave unpredictability. So they want this weird friendship to happen. They want Nick and Ronnie to emerge from that storage room as some kind of twisted duo. Like Batman and the Joker if they decided to open a coffee shop together. It's absurd, but it's beautiful, because human connection is strange. When you are stripped of everything, you connect with whoever is there. And right now, Ronnie is the only person in Nick's universe. But we can't forget the tragedy that is looming, because the timeline is dark. The timeline says that Matt tells Adam that Nick died of an overdose. Fentanyl and cocaine, that's heavy. That's not a fun fan theory. That's brutal reality. So if Ronnie is playing a game, it's a game that ends in tragedy. He isn't helping Nick detox. He's pushing him over the edge. He's giving him the ultimate fix, the one that stops the heart. And that makes the scenes in the storage room even more heartbreaking. Because if Nick is sitting there, trusting this guy, thinking maybe they are connecting, and then Ronnie hands him a lethal dose. That is the ultimate betrayal. That is pure evil. And it shatters the illusion of Ronnie the charismatic anti-hero. It reveals Matt Clark the monster. And Adam, poor Adam, he is going to find him. Adam is going to walk into that warehouse eventually. He's going to leave Chelsea and Riza fighting in the hotel room. He's going to follow the breadcrumbs, and he's going to find his brother. The golden boy, lying on a dirty floor, dying from an overdose. And Adam, the black sheep, the one everyone expects to fail, is going to have to try to save him. The role reversal is stunning. Nick is the addict. Adam is the savior. And Matt is the puppet master pulling all the strings. And what about Sharon? Sharon is back in GC dealing with Mariah's drama. Devin is suing Mariah. Abby is yelling at Devin. Christine is giving legal advice. It's a whole mess, but it's a normal mess. It's a daytime soap mess. While Sharon is arguing about custody and mental health facilities, the father of her children is dying in a Vegas casino closet. The disconnect is just horrifying. When Sharon finally gets the call, her world is going to implode. Because she doesn't know about Ronnie. She only knows Mitch, and she thought Mitch was handled. She has no idea the level of danger Nick walked into. And the room, always back to the room. The dark, dusty storage room, it's a pressure cooker. Every minute that passes, the air gets thinner, the withdrawal gets worse. The negotiation gets more desperate. Please, Nick might say. Just one, and Ronnie just smiles. A cold, calculated smile, or maybe a sympathetic one. That's the brilliance of the writing. We don't know. We don't know what Ronnie is feeling. Is he enjoying the torture, or is he feeling a strange sense of camaraderie? Because they are both outcasts in a way, Nick is an outcast from his own family's expectations. He can never be the ruthless businessman Victor wants. He tries to be good, but he fails. And Matt is an outcast from society, a criminal, a ghost with 3 names. Sitting in the dark, they are equals. No money, no status, just 2 guys and a bottle of pills. And it's raw. It's unfiltered. It's exactly what we want to see. We want to see the masks come off. We want to see Nick Newman stop pretending everything is fine. We want to see him admit he is weak. Because there is strength in admitting weakness. And if he admits it to his worst enemy, it's even more powerful. So let's keep watching. Let's keep analyzing every single word they say in that room. Let's look at the body language. The way Nick shakes. The way Ronnie watches him. It's a masterclass in tension. And it's all leading up to a massive explosion. Whether it's a literal explosion or an emotional one, Vegas is going to burn. And Nick and Ronnie are right at the center of the inferno. But wait, we really need to talk about Riza again, because Riza is the wild card in all of this. Riza is sitting in a luxury suite at the Montecito, probably drinking champagne, while Nick is sweating in a closet, and Riza thinks she is in control. She thinks she has Adam wrapped around her finger. She thinks she has Ronnie figured out. Because she kisses them both. She plays them both. But she doesn't know the truth. She doesn't know that Ronnie is Matt Clark. She doesn't know that she is sleeping with a psychopath who is currently torturing her other lover's brother. The web of lies is so thick it's suffocating. And when Chelsea shows up, oh man. Chelsea is going to explode. Chelsea is not a patient woman. She flew all the way to Vegas because she was worried. She thought Adam was in danger. But instead, she finds Riza. And Riza is not going to hold back. Riza is territorial. She is going to look Chelsea right in the eye and tell her about the kisses. She is going to taunt her. She is going to talk about Adam's spider persona, because Riza likes spider. Riza likes the dark, dangerous Adam. Chelsea wants the domesticated Adam, the father, the partner. But Vegas brings out spider, and Chelsea is going to have to face her own karma. Because remember Baltimore, remember 2024. Chelsea was with Billy, Adam was with Sally, and Chelsea and Adam slept together. They destroyed 2 relationships in one night. They broke Sally's heart, they shattered Billy's trust. And now Chelsea is on the receiving end. She is the one being betrayed. She is the one sitting in a hotel room wondering why her man is kissing someone else. It's poetic justice. It really is. And the fans who love Sally are probably cheering right now. Speaking of Sally, she is back in Genoa City taking a secret pregnancy test with Audra, of all people. Audra Charles is the one sneaking pregnancy tests into the house while Billy is making soup. It's hilarious and sad at the same time. Sally is terrified. She has been through so much trauma with pregnancies in the past. Losing her baby with Adam, and now she might be pregnant with Billy's baby, but she is pushing him away. She is lying to him about being sick, just so she can face this terrifying moment alone. Well, alone with Audra, which is a weird friendship, but honestly, I'm here for it. Audra is surprisingly supportive. But let's bring it back to Vegas, because Vegas is the main event. Vegas is where lives are literally on the line. While Sally is waiting for a pink plus sign, Nick is waiting for a pill. The contrast between life and death, new life in Genoa City. Impending death in a Vegas storage room. The writers are really drawing these parallel lines, and it's fascinating to watch. And Victor Newman. Where is Victor in all this? Victor is busy playing games with Diane Jenkins. Victor is teaming up with Diane to destroy Jack Abbott. Jack is heartbroken because he caught Diane hugging Nikki. It's a whole senior citizen love triangle drama, and it's entertaining, sure. But Victor has no idea that his golden boy is locked in a closet with a drug dealer. Victor failed to keep Matt Clark locked up. Remember that Victor had Matt in captivity. And Matt escaped. And now Matt is destroying Victor's sons. It's Victor's arrogance that led to this. If Victor had just handled Matt properly, Nick wouldn't be sweating on a concrete floor begging for painkillers. So Victor is going to have to live with that guilt if Nick dies. If Nick takes that fentanyl and cocaine and doesn't wake up. That's on Victor, just as much as it's on Matt. Because Victor thought he could control a monster, and you can never control a monster. Especially a monster with 3 names who knows how to exploit a man's deepest weaknesses. So let's just picture the room one more time. The dust, the dark, the silence. Nick leaning against a wall, his breathing heavy. His eyes wide with panic, and Ronnie just sitting on a crate. Tossing a pill bottle in his hand, click, click, click. The sound of the plastic echoing in the small space. It's a sound that will haunt Nick for the rest of his life, if he has a rest of his life. And the negotiation. What do you want? Nick asks. I want to see who you really are, Ronnie replies. It's deep, it's clunky, it's soap opera gold. Because Ronnie doesn't just want Nick dead. He wants Nick broken. He wants Nick to admit that he is no better than the criminals he hunts. He wants the golden boy to beg, and Nick is going to beg. Because addiction doesn't care about pride. Addiction doesn't care about the Newman name. Addiction only cares about the next fix. And Ronnie holds the fix. Ronnie holds the power. Ronnie holds the door. It's a masterclass in psychological warfare. And we are all just sitting here, glued to our screens, waiting to see who blinks first. Will Ronnie find his humanity? Will Nick lose his? Or will they both just burn together in the neon glow of Las Vegas? I don't know about you, but I can't wait to find out. This is why we watch. This is the raw, unfiltered drama that makes this show so incredible. So keep your eyes peeled, keep tweeting, keep theorizing, because anything can happen in that storage room. Anything at all.